Hello everyone. So I'm re-recording this video because I made a mess of it first time round. But this is a new cards video. As you'll see, there's only one thing on screen, and that's because I've not been buying many individual cards. But one thing I have bought in the last 3 weeks is a complete set from 2007. So it's the 2007 Panini Champions League card collection. I had the odd card of this set when I was a kid. I've still got my Lionel Messi card, which is in awful condition from this year. But I was mainly a Premier League match attacks collector at the time, or shootouts, if anyone else collected those. So this is the first time I've ever owned the full set. What I actually bought first, I bought a partial set off eBay first. There was one going really cheaply, and it had the Messi in. I thought, oh, that'd be nice to own, and then I got it, and I quite liked it. So I actually bought a second set, and this time round it was a full collection. Now, if you look at this binder, you'd think that's not in good nick, but surprisingly, the cards in the full set in this bad condition binder are actually largely better quality than the partial set. But both were actually in very good condition for the age of the cards. The one downside was in this binder, the previous owner must have either stored things on top of it or near heat. So the front page, the cards were stuck to the plastic. So as you see here, like part of one of the cards is on the plastic sleeve. I've had to cut out part of the page. You'll see the card stuck to this page. And unfortunately, I didn't, from the partial set, I didn't have all of those cards. So what I did is I took out all the best copies from across the two binders. But what you'll see on these bottom three cards is they've sustained quite a bit of damage, especially this Helton, where he's lost most of this side of the card. So if I can pick up better versions of them, I will. But the singles of these aren't very common on eBay because people aren't buying them. So yeah, I was just going to run through who's in this set. It's sort of a bit of a nostalgic one from the late 2000s, but there might be plenty of names that people recognise. So you've got some goalkeepers in this yellow designs. You've got Lehmann, Pepe Reina, Aurelio Gomez, who went to Spurs. And you've got another page of goalkeepers, some big names on here as well. You've got Valdez, you've got Van der Sar, Cech, who is Cesar, Dida. And then on to the green cards, which are the defenders. There's quite a few more of them. You've obviously got Maldini, major legend for Milan. You've got Ashley Cole. You've got a few more, maybe more cult heroes in Risa and Abue, and then some players from clubs from abroad, maybe less familiar with. Alex went to Chelsea. Then you've got Zambrotta at Barcelona. You've got Heinz at Man U, Colo Torre at Arsenal. You've got Cafu, Brazil legend, AC Milan legend. You've got Gary Neville and Zanetti, John Terry. You've got these two players here in plain kits. So you've got Van Boyten of Bayern Munich and Fritz of Werder Bremen. Panini must not have had the license to print cards of players from the German clubs at this point, so they're in these plain outfits, and you'll see more of them as I go through the set. You've got a young Eric Abidal. You've got Nesta. You've got Lucio, again in the plain kit. William Gallas wearing his striker number 10. Rafa Marquez at Barcelona. Quite an iconic Barcelona kit, that one as well. So you've got Furman and Puyol, Jamie Carragher, Carvalho, Ferdinand, Sami Huppier, Philip Lahm. And then moving on to midfielders, got Gilberto Silva, Luis Figo, Park Ji-sung and Michael Ballack, amongst others. Got some big names on this page as well. You've got Juninho, you've got Andrea Pirlo whilst he was still at Milan. Then you've got Steven Gerrard and Lampard next to each other in the card numbering order of 87 and 88. You've got Owen Hargreaves, another England ex-midfielder. Got Thomas Rosicky whilst it's at Arsenal. Xabi Alonso from Liverpool. Gattuso from Milan and De Rossi from Roma. A young Moutinho in his early days at Sporting Lisbon. Then you've got on this page, you've got Joaquin whilst he was still young. Joe Cole, Kaká at Milan whilst he was... This must have been around when he got his Ballon d'Or. You've got Michael Carrick, Claude Makélélé still at Chelsea. You've got Patrick Vieira playing at Inter Milan. Then one of the biggest cards in the collection. Not sure how well I'll get this on screen, to be honest, but you've got Cristiano Ronaldo, who again, this must be from, I don't know the exact year he got his Ballon d'Or, but it's around when he got his first one, or it was definitely when he was getting into his absolute best at Man United in the AIG kit. Between the two sets, I only got one copy of Ronaldo, compared to Messi, who you'll see later. I got two of him. Got Clarence Seedorf, got Ryan Giggs. I'm also not... I need to check which season this actually is, because all it says on the book is 2007. So it's either the 06-07 season or 07-08. If it's 07-08, I believe that's when AC Milan won the Champions League again over Liverpool. And I'm not 100% sure who won the 06-07. It might be the year that Man U beat Chelsea, unless I'm mistaken. But it's hard to remember the finals now. On this page, you've got Michael Essien, Cambiasso while he still had hair. You've got Paul Scholes, Flora Malouda before he signed for Chelsea. You've got Deco and Kleb. On the next page, there's the last of the midfielders. There's Fabregas while he's still at Arsenal. Got Xavi at Barcelona. You've got Adriano while he still had knees at Inter Milan. Then you got the Messi card. So as I said, I've still got my childhood copy of this card. There we go. Might be able to see it a little bit better now. Actually, I'll pull it out. So I've got my spare one to the side here. So this is the one that came from the one of the binders and then kept one in the book. So that's the Messi card. As you can see, he's wearing number 19, so it was still fairly early into his Barcelona career, and his name on here is Lionel Andres Messi, which is not common to see his name like that. Got Van Persie, Sahar, Inzaghi, Peter Crouch, Robben. Now we're in these blue cards for the attackers. You've got Thierry Henry, still at Arsenal, towards the end of his Arsenal time. Got Wayne Rooney, Robbie Fowler, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, still at Man U. Got Ronaldinho, towards the end of his Barcelona stint, I think. You've got Shevchenko in his brief unsuccessful stint at Chelsea. Ibrahimovic, without long hair. Got Dirk Kuyt at Liverpool, Eto'o, Crespo at Inter Milan. Got Totti at Roma. David Villa, young at Valencia. Got old Rivaldo at Olympiacos. Drogba at Chelsea. And then the last card in the set was Ricardo Oliveira. And then you got a couple of checklist cards. The actual checklist itself is also at the front of the book. So it's in a couple of places. One thing to note, look how cheap they were. 10 packets for £3.50 or 15 packets for £5.25. I mean, you can barely buy a pack of 10 cards, 1 pack of match tax these days for kids, and they've only got 10 cards in them. So yeah, it's quite a cool collection. Some of the players I've got like duplicates of from having the 2 binders. I'm trying to sell the lesser known players in one large bundle, and then these are sort of the bigger name players that I've just kept the spare copies of. So I won't read these out again, but as you can expect, there are a lot of the players I highlighted as I was going through the binder. So they're quite cool to have. And then what I also picked up recently, this was a single card I bought off eBay. I saw there was a Ronaldo card going cheap. Again, it's in really good condition for a card that's almost 20 years old, especially being a paper one. So I've now got the spare copies of the Ronaldo and Messi, which I think is cool to own. So yeah, I've got my eye on some other bits on eBay, but I'm taking my time and being very selective still over what I pick up. But I was keen to get this one. I had the partial set, and I just fancied then having the full one. So yeah, I thought I'd show this off, and I'll catch you in my next video.